Time to view films in our documentary category. First up is a film titled Global Price, and it looks at the effects of globalization in the chicken industry.
Chickens are everywhere in Ghana. They run rampant around the streets, they're sold in masses at the market, and they're a main ingredient in Ghanaian food. And a large percentage of Ghanaians work in the poultry industry. Kay Adati owns a small chicken farm in a village an hour east of Accra.
Yes, these are the old chicks that we have just brought in 3 days ago.
Farming is in Adati's blood. When 20 years ago he quit engineering to come and live off the land, he realized nothing makes him happier than being one with nature.
I went to Denmark first when I left the country, and I saw the life of farmers. Beautiful. Beautiful. You have about 4 different types of bread. The tomato is sitting there, the tomato plant, you go and pick the tomato straight to them. And I thought, what a beautiful life.
Adati gets even closer to nature through organic farming, which also helps him cut costs to take care of his 5,000 birds.
We grow aloe vera here, and garlic chives, and this is what we use as antibiotic. We just put the aloe vera in the water for them to drink, and hardly do we get any problem with them.
What are you cooking?
Oh, that's the dog's food.
What do you put in the dog's food?
That is the rice and palm oil and some mixed crab.
He also relies on solar energy.
Yeah, this is our solar, that's the controller, telling us how much charge we have, and these are our batteries. The solar panels are on top, or some you can see some of them. Over there you won't be able to see it well, but that is a methane digester.
Okay. What does that do?
Methane, we generate gas. We feed the digester with the chicken manure. Okay. And we get methane gas out of it. Mm-hmm. What comes out as a waste matter is organic fertilizer.
Can you tell me how many birds do you sell in a month?
At the moment, it's next to nil. At the moment. The only people who are still eating chicks are the villagers. They still buy. That's my market. Yes. So we have a problem. We have a problem. We have a problem. We have a problem. We have a problem.
Adati's problem began in the early 1990s when cheap frozen chicken from the United States and European Union started flooding the Ghanaian market. The frozen chicken is so cheap, Ghanaians are buying it instead of homegrown, and the results are wreaking havoc on Ghanaian farmers. In 2000, it was estimated that local chicken controlled about 50% of the markets. Currently, local poultry holds only about 5 to 10%, and cheap imported chicken controls 90 to 95%. Now, did you ever have more hen houses, or is this the maximum?
Oh, this is the maximum. Here's the maximum. Now, originally we were to extend along here, but caution. Caution. Yeah, if somebody could do something positive about the market, we can extend. we can extend. But as it is, no, I can't. And many poultry farmers will tell you the same story. Yeah, they're scared to extend.
Ghanaian farmers are not subsidized and can't compete with poultry farmers in the United States, who receive about $60 million in domestic subsidies a year.
It is difficult for us to subsidize farmers. One, Ghana is a developing country. We are being supported by development partners who support us through concession loans and grants. And if you're going to subsidize, it means you have to find money somewhere. All that subsidy means is that somebody must pay for that subsidy.
Without subsidies, Ghanaian chicken costs almost twice as much. In 2005, 1 kilo of local poultry cost about $2.80. A woman buying 1 kilo of imported chicken at this grocery store in downtown Accra pays about $1.70. The price differential is hurting both small and large farmers, including Kenneth Cordy, owner of one of the largest farms in the country and known as the Tyson of Ghana.
Yes, we basically closed down our hatchery and broiler operation, had to lay off about 1/3 of our staff. I know other large organizations that are down probably to about 30% of their original staff level over the last 4 or 5 years, yeah.
Kenneth helped his dad build the farm from 3 small buildings to a 54-acre poultry farm.
I used to come in on weekends with my father and a mason we hired to help us, and we used to truck the sand and concrete and all that to him. My mother used to make sure we got meals and everything. So this actually was built by my brothers and my father and a couple of hands to help us.
After graduating from the University of Nebraska, Cordy returned in 1983, filled with ideas about modernization. His 2 high-tech houses can hold 70,000 birds.
This site, which we call the new section, is where we put in our environmentally controlled and more mechanical equipment. The original plan was actually to put 7 houses of that nature. We got to 2, and as I said, we started to realize that the various policies, particularly trade policies, were such a threat to our industry, and things like that require very, very heavy investments. So we stopped at 2 some years back.
Although Cordy wants to modernize more, he is forced to put the rest of his chickens in older facilities that lack proper ventilation and temperature control.
Let's take a brief look at battery cage system as run by most farmers in Africa. There are 2 major considerations. First is, what do you do with the manure system? So down there, there's a pit of about 6 feet deep. So all the birds that you have in the room can leave their droppies into the pit. The disadvantage about this is that you are not able to remove the manure on daily basis. As long as they live above the manure, there's some ammonia into the system, and that can affect production. So when we get to the new houses, we are able to remove the manure virtually on regular basis. That way we have less ammonia in the room, and the birds are able to do better.
When Kenneth realized in the 1990s that imported chicken was hurting his farm, he started asking the ministers questions. They replied that the situation is out of their control. And they lost that control when Ghana gained independence in 1957 and started borrowing from the IMF in order to build roads, healthcare facilities, sewer systems, and government buildings.